All right, folks, welcome. Today we discuss the final teaching of October, which is the intraday price action. Right? Now we're gonna be focusing mainly on three things, which is number one, the Asian range model. First discussed by Chris Laurie, and then of course by ICT. Now by me. Number two is the 4 hour to the 5 minute alignment and the 1 hour to the 1 minute alignment. All right. Now before that, let's talk about the importance of having a model. Importance of having a model. Now, what the average trader will do, and the average trader loses 9 out of 10 average traders lose their money, right? So 95% of traders are losing money at all times. What the average trader does is he flip-flops between strategies. In this case, if you're an ICT trader, he flip-flops between PDRAs, from the breaker to the order block to the FVG to this to that, right? So it's a common mistake to flip-flop between strategies and end up losing overall because you have no specialty, right? You're a man of all trades, master of none. What you should be doing is focusing on one pair and how it moves at a certain time. And that's all you care about, right? If it moves the way you are accustomed to see it moving, then you enter a trade. If it doesn't move or it moves strangely, then you stay out. When in doubt, stay out, right? And study what happened. And so we delve into the Asian range model. Of course, the model is as follows. Step A, mark Asian range, which is 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. New York time. Step 2, wait for one side to be purged. And step 3 is enter with a 20 pip stop loss and a 20 pip take profit, just a blind entry, right? Now this model will offer you 5 trades per day, all right? Per week, excuse me, once a day. Five trades per week. 1 trade per day. If you only trade this, that's all you will ever need, right? I know one of my buddies, he's a funded trader, right? He makes quite a lot of money as well as on his funded accounts as well as his personal accounts, and this is the only thing he trades. He trades nothing else. He doesn't know how New York moves, right? He has an idea, right? But he specializes in the Asian range, and that's how he makes his living, right? So all he cares about is catching these 20 pips, and that's all that matters, right? Catching the Asian range manipulation from the Asian range high to the Asian range low, and that's all he ever cares about, right? If you win, you close the charts and you wait till tomorrow. If you lose, you close the charts, study what happened, and wait till tomorrow. And this is the most difficult part, which is waiting after losing, right? Because human nature is gonna incline you to get back in and make it up as soon as possible, right? But that is the incorrect behavior, because your setup is only going to come at a certain time, right? In this case, you're going to have to wait till the next day to enter a trade, right? So what do? You go live life, if you have one, right? Hopefully you have one. You go hang out with your friends and family. And if you have no life, and you have no friends and no family, then you sit down and you study the mistake and make sure to not repeat it the next day. And that's it. It's that simple. Finding how price moves at a certain time, and that's all you need, right? Specialists, I always say this, which is specialists always get paid more than general practitioners, right? And this applies to every field of life, right? So an illustration of this model is going to be over here. This is Euro last week, right? Because most of you voted for Euro. So we have mostly Euro traders in this group for this month. I was going to say quarter, but that starts next year, right? So this is Euro. Asian range from 8 p.m. till midnight, right? Range high, range low, that's it. Blending the Asian range theory with a higher time frame bias will allow you to make a lot less mistakes than simply blindly taking the Asian range model. And connection was lost. Let's go and connect once again, and I'll be back right now, folks. All right, we're back. Now blending the Asian range theory with a higher time frame bias, a correct higher time frame bias, is going to yield you astonishing results in accuracy, right? Let alone the fact that the model itself blindly is a pretty good model, a pretty solid, tested model. If you add to it your own touch, such as my range theory, right, which is taught in level 1, then you can get a pretty accurate model, a solid, reliable model, which feeds you day in, day out, week in, week out, and it's never going to stop until 2030. Right, so that's basically the model, which is Asian range, low to high, you're out. And you wait till the next day. Asian range, high to low, you're out. Asian range, high to low, you're out. Right? And so on. Now, you want to wait for the Asian range to consolidate and chop around for the best trades to form. Otherwise, such as this case, where there was no consolidation, the Asian range was simply a it did provide you, and this is, you'll notice this, which is it will provide you with a high to low, but depending on how choppy the Asian range was, if it's choppier, it'll give you a clean delivery from the high to the low. If it was an expansion, then perhaps it will give you the high to the low, but it will be in a lot slower fashion, right? Choppy Asian range, clean delivery. Expanding Asian range, or not so clear for chop, right? Over here, for example. Then you will get the high to the low, right? More often than not. But how you get it depends on how choppy the Asian range is, and it is seen on the 5-minute better than the 15-minute, right? And classic range theory, right? You apply it even going down to the 1 minute, right? You got the Asian range over here. It looks like a small insignificant portion of price action, but the deeper you go, thanks to the fractal nature of price and time, it makes a lot more sense and gives a lot more opportunity. I was going to say the downer. The lower you go in the time frames, right? Asian range, you take this end, then the high to the low. Now the high to the 50% is guaranteed, right? And here's some extra one for the notes. As always, the 50% is a key level at which we always consider taking partials and at which we have a high probability of reaching, right? Whichever trade you enter, whatever take profit you put, there's a high chance. Let's put it this way. If you have a trade and your take profit is the opposing end of the range and a duplication of the range itself, right? Or a deviation, then perhaps it'll reach the deviation, perhaps it won't. Perhaps it'll reach the opposing end of the range, perhaps it won't. But one thing is guaranteed is that it'll reach the 50% of the range, right? And of course, then you blend in your market structure knowledge, right? Show Asian range. Low, you blend the Asian range, the timed range with market profiles, low, high, lower, low, higher, high, breaker. And this breaker is going to lead me to the Asian range high. And you can compound and pyramid using that logic in mind, right? Now, for your study, and something which not many people talk about when it comes to Asian range model, is when the Asian range is broken, right? So the manipulation happened and it's broken, then it can be used as a key level support or resistance, right? An SR flip, basically. And that is, I'll show you some examples, and the rest is for your study and how you can use that in your own trading, right? That's all regarding the Asian range model. Now, let's go on to the 4 hour to the 5 minute.